Hi, everyone, and welcome. My name is Frank Amodeo. Today, I'd like to talk to you guys a little bit about my childhood. I ask that you bear with me and have patience if you'd like to watch this video. I've had several near death experiences as a child, and it'll be hard for me to tell my story. But it's important, folks. It's important for me to tell my story to you guys. Like I said, I ask that you bear with me. Now, I was born with a rare, Frank Amodeo, was born with a rare intestinal abnormality. Okay? My parents, my parents were advised that I would die surgery. They stayed in the hospital and they prayed in the waiting room, folks. They're devout Catholics, folks, Roman Catholics, and I am to this day, folks. I meaning Frank Amadeo, okay, and that was my first of many near death activity, near death experiences, folks. As a toddler, and this is very fuzzy, guys, so I ask that you bear with me because this is a long time ago. Anyways, excuse me, folks. Thanks for bearing with me. As a toddler, I walked away from my daycare center and was roaming the streets in traffic. And believe it or not, folks, a good Samaritan brought me home. That was the second time I was saved by God. Now, the third time, believe it or not, folks, I was around the age of 6. I like trains, folks, train tracks, trains, like a lot of kids. All right, and I was walking tightrope style along the tracks when I heard, believe it or not, folks, I heard an internal voice commanded me, folks, to get off the tracks. All right? As soon as I stepped off the tracks, folks, train came whizzing by. That was the first time that I knew that was the voice of God commanding me, folks. All right? A few years later, roughly around the age of 9 or 10, can't really remember, my favorite aunt invited me to go to a department store. I believe it was Macy's, and not really sure what the store was. It could have been Macy's or Woolworths. In any event, folks, I didn't go. I had the same internal voice, folks. The next day, her body was found, folks, in the back of a local restaurant. She was murdered, folks. Turns out her fiance's best friend was responsible for the murder. Now, these events, amongst others, are we're gonna go with this in part 2 of my childhood, folks, in the next video. If you stay tuned in a few days, and you'll get to know the real Frank Amadeo, folks. Thank you for bearing with me. I appreciate your support. Okay. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Have a good night, folks.